So every Thursday in Herbal Medicine for the Soul, we have our class. And yesterday was Thursday, and we had a case study. And when we go through the case study, there's a protocol that everyone creates. And so this case study, one of the suggestions was exercise. And I was thinking, when you're coming from a point of dis-ease or pain, and someone tells you to exercise, um, how hard that is to hear. And I wanted to share from my own experience of wanting, needing to exercise, but being in so much discomfort and pain and not being able to, and how I was able to get myself to a point in which I could on a regular basis. So there was a point in which I couldn't walk up a hill. There was a point in which I couldn't run for long period of times, walk for long period of times. There are fibroids in my body, and when I would exert too much energy, I would be double in pain. I call it the ring of fire. And so I had to figure out, how am I going to move my body? And I think everyone has heard it, that you start where you are. And I wanted to break that down a little bit more, because it's really about looking at yourself and saying, asking first, what do I want? Why am I doing this? And so my big why was, I like to exercise. I like moving around. I like playing sports. Um, as some of you may already know, Salima and I have a 6-year-old son. He's got tons of energy, and I want to be able to play with him. So these were all parts of my why as to why I wanted to do this. So that was the first thing. The second thing is, I had to figure out, where am I? Where am I at? Am I, the couch to 5K? No. Am I don't like to run that much. Yeah, So the way I figured out where I was I started off really slow, which for someone like me, which is a hot disposition, or I like to say passionate, it is hard for me to start slow. I am wired that I think I need to go hard, I need to go strong. That's the only way it is. But when I would do that, I'd be double over in pain, or I'd get hurt, and then I'd stop. And I'm not trying to stop, right? That's not the goal here. The goal is longevity, the goal is to keep going. So I started where I was, and I had to figure out what that baseline was. So the way I did that was, I would jump on a treadmill and I would walk just at 2 miles per hour, and I would check in with my body. How does it feel? Like, my heart feels fine. My heart can do more. My legs can do more. My womb area is kind of like, this is good right now. Got it. Check. Because the goal was for my whole body to feel great, not just one part, right? And so I was like, okay, great. That's where I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay with just doing this 2 miles per hour on the treadmill. And every day I would add a little more. I would add a little more, and I would see, where could I go? Where could I push? And so maybe I couldn't push on the treadmill, but maybe I could push in like strength training. So it was trying all these different types of things, and putting everything together to be my own exercise protocol. And it's a very personal journey. It's something that only you can figure out for you. But I really do hope that this adds some insight as to how to start, because the continuing will happen once you start. Once you start at where you're at, right? And the other thing that I had to do for myself was, I had to get rid of the shoulds, right? When it comes to your own personal transformation, the that's the awful S word. I should be able to do this. I should be able to move faster. There's no shoulds. This is where you're at. Meet yourself where you're at. Stop comparing yourself to what others can do, and keep going. Don't ever stop.